In this video, we're going to make a slight adjustment to our Puzz volume portal that's going to allow the player to actually enter the portal a little bit more, actually kind of get it started up, as opposed to him collecting the objectives. The portal's not really running, and then he touches it, and then it just stops the game right then and there, and kind of seems strange. So we're going to basically force the player to have to be in this portal for 4 seconds. Now, 4 seconds is a little long, but obviously it's not. This is just for purposes of programming. This isn't for a completed game. You obviously have to tweak things and make things look the way they're supposed to when you're doing your finishing touches. But this is going to do that. And you may also want to consider adding additional code later where the AI or the player will actually see something changing, or that lets him know that he actually had collected enough of the objectives. But maybe also you want the player to actually have to sit there and wonder. I don't know. It's really up to how you want it to unfold. So to get started, what we're going to do is under our Puzz volume portal, we're going to create a variable Puzz player controller, and we're going to call it touching player. And inside of our event touch, down after all our if conditions, we're going to set touching player to equal Puzz PC, and we're going to set timer 4.0 false and allow advance. So 4 seconds doesn't repeat. The function name is allow advance. And then down in function allow advance, we set the be in portal to equal true. So we took it out of here and moved it down here. So that basically means that within 4 seconds now, this will set the true, which will then cause the game to know that it's at true, and we can move to level completed. In the case that the player leaves the portal too soon, in event untouch, we clear the timer called allow advance, and we set the touching player to none, and we set be in portal to false. Kind of just tying up every loose end that could possibly go wrong. 1, we don't make the timer stay on. 2, we reset the touching player to none because he's no longer touching it. And 3, be in portal, we set to false because we don't want him to, just in case, we don't want the portal to be set to true when he leaves, even though it shouldn't be. So we want to tie all loose ends up. Okay, so that pretty much handles the portal. So now the player enters it after collecting enough objectives, has to sit there for 4 seconds, then it will advance to level completed. However, there's a few problems. One, let's say that the AI is closely following the player, and he's actually attacking the player as the player's just trying to make it to the portal to win the game. Finally makes it to the portal, he's sitting there for 4 seconds while this AI is beating on him, and then if he survives and he's supposed to advance, well, the AI is just going to keep hitting on him while he's doing this. So we need to turn off the damage that the player takes. So we go inside of our Puzz player controller, and we go into our function begin state, and we add one line called pawn.goToState level completed. So that's all we have to do here. Then we go inside of Puzz pawn, and we go and create state level completed, and we type in ignores take damage. Ignores take damage is basically like almost as if you put in disable take damage. It turns it off. When you're in this state, it ignores that event. So while it's in this level completed state, the pawn will not take any damage. So that completes that problem. But here's one more problem. Let's say you walk in there and the AI is still wandering around. I mean, there's really no reason for it to keep walking if the level's completed. You might as well kind of put it into like an essential, like a pause state, so to speak. Not really pausing the game because you don't want to pause the game, but you want to make it look like the game's paused. So you want the AI to stop moving. So we're going to create a level completed state for the AI as well. So inside of Puzz AI controller, we go to state level completed, and in function begin state, we type in stop moving. We call a function we already created earlier that just basically stops the AI from moving. The reason is because if you throw the AI into this state without stopping it from moving, he'll kind of float, and you don't want him to float. So you make sure he won't move. So that stops that problem. Now we just need to call and tell all the AI controllers to turn off, basically. So we go to Puzz game, and in our level completed state in Puzz game, we go down to our begin state, and we do a for each iterator on all controllers. We do a local Puzz AI controller Puzz AI like we have to, and then we do, like I said, a local iterator, and then we find all the controllers that exist out there, and we tell them to go to level completed. So that will basically set the game into a motionless situation. Nothing can move. Everyone just kind of sits there waiting for the player to left click to move to the next level. And that completes this video.